Welcome to AI in Action, where we talk to business professionals and see how they use AI to get ahead in business. Today we have Mo Hameed from ASQ Agency, who makes short form content that make you go viral without luck. Hey Hameed, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. So tell us about how you do things.
Yeah, so like Ryan gave in that intro, my name is Mo Hameed. I run ASQ Agency. We create videos that go viral and help your brand go big. We specialize in short form content and are now kind of doing long form videos as well. So basically, we create videos that help you go viral without getting lucky. That's our thing.
That's truly what everyone expected. What people hope for, anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, how have you been using AI in your business so far, or how has it changed your life so far?
Yeah, honestly, AI is like one of those things where it's something that I'm almost reliant on my day to day. And we use it in our business in every aspect, like from storyboarding, creating scripts, to just like bouncing ideas off of it. For content, it changed the game because like with any other domain, like for example, writing LinkedIn posts, creating content, it just expedites the process by like an infinite amount. You're able to just generate an entire concept within seconds. Things that took like 2 to 3 hours prior, you can now do within 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
it's completely changed the game for me.
Yeah. Same for my business as well. So we were talking before that like one of the first things you did was using AI to create the hook, right? So
Yeah.
maybe can you tell us about that and like what's that rough process, and maybe you can share your screen on how it's done.
Yeah, so I'll just elaborate a bit. For short form content, you don't have much time, and there's so much content out there on like TikTok and Instagram. So one of the most important things for videos is the hook. It's like what gets people's attention and keeps them watching till the end of the video. So we take a lot of time and effort to like creating that hook, and AI just helps us with that tremendously. So I have a prompt that at the end of this video will give you guys that you can use for your short form content. And basically I use this prompt to create the hook for our videos, and I'll just show you guys the process of how I do it. So I'll share my screen and go through a walkthrough of what we do. So let me know if you're able to see my screen, Ryan.
Yep, I can see your screen.
So here's the prompt, and it goes a little something like this. I'm going to train you to write highly engaging hooks for social media videos, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. These are meant to be 60 seconds long, between 3 to 4 sentences, and must include certain criteria. The goal is for me to give you a title idea, and you write 3 hooks for that video, and each hook must follow the following criteria. So here's the criteria. The title of the video should focus on promise to fulfill a user's problem or pain point. The hook should explain the whole video in the first sentence, making the promise to fulfill by the end of the video while provoking curiosity. I'm not going to go through all of it, but essentially we write the entire criteria that it needs. It mostly is focused around a problem because that's what people will engage with. So for example, if I mention a problem that you're having in your personal life or your business, you're more likely to stick around to see how I can help you fix it or solve it. And then a very important thing with AI is ChatGPT tends to use very high level English. You want to keep the language conversational and very like basic. So we include this, which is use an 8th grade reading level to aim for maximum curiosity to watch the whole video. So basically this is just telling it, don't use these crazy words, try to keep it just basic. And then I gave it some optional lines for the hook. So a lot of videos will follow the same structure, which is what if, and then X, what if I told you, can you imagine, have you ever wished you could, have you ever thought. So this is a prompt in action. So let's see it work. I take it and I put it into ChatGPT, and then it's going to prompt me for a video title idea. So Ryan, give me an example of a video that you want on your socials or something you're working on.
Yeah, so one thing we could say is like how SEO is dead with the rise of chatbots.
Yeah, so these are the 3 hooks it gives me, and then it gives me. So the hook is, have you ever noticed how AI chatbots are changing the way we search, making traditional SEO techniques less effective? This is pretty solid. What if I told you that everything about SEO is about to become obsolete with the rise of chatbots? And then, did you know traditional SEO might be dying? If you're still relying on it, you could be missing out on AI chatbot. So these are great starts for the hooks. The one thing I say about AI is like you need to iterate. usually off the bat it doesn't give you something coherent. So you can take these and then add to them or keep prompting it till you get something that's exactly what you want. So I think this hook is good, the last one. And then it goes into this video will reveal why those who don't adapt now might get left behind in the new era of digital marketing. So I think this is a solid first hook. So we take it, let's say we create page. So SEO is dead video. So have you ever noticed how AI chatbots are changing the way we search? So a better way to engage this is to relate it more to the viewer or talking like a broad number. So maybe saying something like, have you been using Google less in searching things on GPT? So this kind of relates where like if someone is, people are Googling less. Like me personally, I don't use Google nearly as often as I used to. Like my first go-to spot to search stuff is on ChatGPT or Cloud or whatever it is. I'm mostly going to these chatbots. So if people are doing the same thing, it's like it hooks the person in. And then it just also depends on who you're targeting. So if we're looking to people that are in digital marketing and use SEO, then you just start with SEO is dead, and then that kind of attacks them, and then they kind of want to understand why you think that. So, have you been using Google less and searching things on ChatGPT? So, and what I can do is I can take this prompt
Yeah.
and be like, change this prompt so that it targets people that work in SEO or run So change this prompt so that it targets people that work in SEO or run digital marketing companies that focus on SEO optimization. Use the same. Have you ever noticed how chatbots? Okay, so I really like the first one. So what if I told you AI chatbots are quietly making your current SEO strategies obsolete? And then stick around to learn why your digital marketing business must evolve or risk falling behind for search behavior. So if we're looking to make a video with this avatar in mind, this is a perfect hook because if I'm someone that works on SEO and has a marketing company that focuses on SEO, I would want to hear more about how AI chatbots are making SEO obsolete. And whether I disagree or agree, I still want to watch the video till the end to learn what more this person on the screen has to say.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
that's a little more about the process. As you can see, like the first iteration usually isn't the one you use. You kind of want to keep prompting the AI to give it more information about exactly what you're trying to do. And it's really good at once you give it more and more information and you really, because in this prompt is made for general. So if I knew the criteria was for the specific avatar of people who run businesses, I can add it in the criteria. So I could say this exact thing and then it'll give me the three that. So this is a prompt that you can use and like change around the criteria to fit your needs best.
Got it. Got it. So after this is done, the next step is to make the script, right? So how would you go about making the script next?
Yeah, so basically we would take this prompt and we would take this hook, and I have another prompt. So with short form video, it usually follows this pattern, right? So first we have the hook. This is what we use to get people's attention and get them to watch. And then from there, you have an intro. So the intro is what the second part of the sentence that it give us. So stick around to learn more. I don't like this. Like basically telling people what you're going to talk about, like what you get into. So stick around to learn more while your digital marketing business will evolve. And then the next thing is the value. So this is where you create the piece of like giving them the information that you talked about in the hook. So if with for this video example, I'm telling you why AI chatbots are quietly making SEO. So here I go into basically telling them why, is explaining what I discussed in the first two part. And then the last part, which isn't necessarily always included, is a CTA or wrap up, right? And then, so from there, this is the structure we want to follow. So with this, we go into ChatGPT and we can prompt it together as we do this. So I want you to, you're an expert at writing short form video scripts for social media. This is my job title. This is my so SEO is dead. So the title, how SEO is dead with the rise of chatbots. And then the hook we're using is, what if I told you? Oh,
Click the edit button. Yeah.
forgot to press shift. That's okay. And then I want you to write a script for a 60-second video following this criteria. So first we want to do the outline. So we have hook, intro, so the hook we already have. And then we also wanted to follow the criteria, which is gonna be similar to the hook criteria we have above. I'm just showing you this to show you the thought process of like when you're coming up with these prompts.
Yeah.
It's not always just plug and play. Like that's why I'm creating it in real time to showcase like the thought process that goes into it. So the first thing is use grade 8 level English. That's to keep language similar. Something that I also like to do is maybe tell it to use the tonality of someone who I like their videos on social media. For example, Alex Hermosi, love his videos. He gets to the point. He's very concise. So,
It
right.
also prevents ChatGPT from using very wordy words as well, because he doesn't use
Exactly.
wordy words. Yeah.
And then, where is it? Wait. So use grade 8 level English. Write in the tonality of Alex Hermosi. Follow. And then there's something. Where is the second prompt? I forgot my my prompting, but okay. Let's just go with this
Okay.
for now, and then let's see what this gives us. Yeah, so this is a pretty solid hook, minus the hey in the middle of the video.
Yeah.
So what if I told you that AI chatbots are quietly making your SEO strategies obsolete? If you're in the SEO game or running your own digital marketing agency, you need to hear this. The way people search online is changing fast, and if you're not paying attention, your strategies could soon be irrelevant. That's a pretty solid hook and intro.
Yeah.
And then from there we go deeper into AI chatbots are reshaping how people interact with search engine. Instead of typing keywords into Google, more users are now asking AI-powered chatbots for direct answers. This shift means that traditional I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but honestly this is a very, very solid uh, video script. And this is something we could use.
Yeah, we
Um,
could film it later.
yeah.
It's the video.
And then with the last thing is the call to action or conclusion. If you want to stay ahead, you need to adapt now. Don't get left behind clinging to outdated strategies. Start optimizing for the future search today. Like and follow for more insights on how to future-proof your marketing game. Honestly, all in all, solid script. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. A little wordy, a little in some parts, but it's pretty good.
It's always easier to edit something that's already written.
Yeah.
So during certain parts, you have something, a framework, and then we go in there and we take out the stuff that might be a little wordy. So
Yeah.
this is a pretty big paragraph. We can go in and tweak it to our liking. So AI chatbots are reshaping how people are interacting with search engine. This is a solid. This shift means that traditional SEO tactics like optimizing, this is redundant. So we could just take this out. Just aren't as effective as it used to be. Think about it. If people aren't going to search engines the same way anymore, why would your old SEO playbook still work? And then optimize for conversational AI. Yeah, so we can just cut this. So you need to start thinking about how to make your content and then we could take this out. Yeah, and then that's very much like my workflow of how I do these.
Makes sense. So then,
Um,
what would the next step be? Like you would maybe you pass this in, ask the hey, get me some B-roll. What B-roll I should use, and then you would just pass it to someone to film, right? Or how? What else would you do after this step?
yeah, so for a video like this where it's a talking head, it's not like crazy with the B-roll. But for a video where I'm doing a lot of like different cuts and angles, like let's say we're doing like a founder story, I use the AI to get the different stories. So for example, we can use something like Midjourney to generate pictures of like how we would want the storyboard to go or the certain shots we like want. So for example, we want the founder sitting on a chair and then he looks right. Maybe he's walking. For this one, we could ask the AI. I typically wouldn't do it because it's a talking head, and we create more animations on the screen that like text animations. As they're talking, there's stuff happening beside them. ChatGPT will come up instead of Google search, and like that's how we create it so that it's engaging. So a big thing right now is like a visual hook as well. So if we add this word hook, with a visual hook of like, so we can even go and ask ChatGPT, right? So for this hook, this hook, I want to add an yeah, so these are something we could do where there's stuff happening on the screen, and honestly, this glitch effect is cool. So like when you come in, it creates a
Mm.
glitch, um, where so I think it'd be better to show you. So it's giving some pretty solid examples of visual hooks. The AI, this is something that I had in mind of like the AI chatbot. Because I'm in the content space, I
Mm.
like have a bunch of ideas as I'm already, as I see the script, I'm like, okay, we can add these things on the screen.
Mm.
So I don't usually use ChatGPT for those. But honestly, I think I'm gonna start because these are all very solid and like a search engine fading out. So display a search engine results picture as you speak. It gradually fades out to like showcase it that it's dying.
Mm.
These are some pretty cool ideas,
Yeah.
honestly.
So I think the next step you could do for this is you could just make a make.com or Zapier integration where like you have a video idea and you chain all these together and have this all done for you, put into a Google Doc, and like you're ready to start editing it from there, right? So that could be a next step. You could make that even more efficient, or like pass this off to another employee to take care of it from there.
Yeah,
What do you think about that?
I think that's a really cool idea. I've recently started playing around with Make a lot, and I think using Make to create these automations is like the next step we're pursuing in our business to just streamline the entire process
Mm-hmm.
of writing it. And then also like the other thing for like the YouTube videos is like creating the thumbnail as well. So we've been
Mm.
using prompts to create thumbnails because that's a very important aspect. Like with YouTube and longer form videos, it's not the hook, it's more the thumbnail that really matters
Mm-hmm.
and the title of the video.
Yeah,
So
I'm
I've been
curious for
using,
the thumbnail. How do you use ChatGPT to do it? Because like a lot of times people go to Canva, they take a template and then they make changes, right? So like how do you do the thumbnails differently?
so we're still working on it, but what I would do is like feed it a bunch of content that is similar, and I'd be like, give me,
Oh, tell it to tell you what if
yeah.
things you should do, and then
So
you
like
would
for,
do it later.
so for example, if I was like, let's say I had a client who runs a B2B company, right? I would
Mm.
think of like all the top B2B companies at the top of my head. So maybe we go like Clay AI. So Clay
Mm.
is a new tool. I would go on their YouTube channel and I would see their thumbnail. I would take these thumbnails, which is what we're doing, and then I'm saving them, and then I'm creating thumbnails similar to these. Another one, because I've been looking at a lot of sales tools, is Apollo. Apollo has, you can see that within the B2B sales game, like the thumbnails are fairly similar.
Mm.
And then like if it is for something else, like I would take these, aggregate it, tell ChatGPT like analyze all, because ChatGPT's gotten better at analyzing image.
Oh, so you just upload all the images and tell it, hey,
Yeah.
what? Oh, okay, got it.
And then
Yeah,
I would be like create a thumbnail and like give me like basically describe how the thumbnail would be, and then yeah, just create it from there. And then
got it.
the same thing with the titles.
Okay, so basically you're using the AI to do all the research and analysis. So you get someone to go compile it and tell it, hey,
Yeah.
tell what's the best practice, And then again, you could streamline all this as well, right? Like as put as part of your make.com workflow and put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So this is very cool. What are your, I guess, like top five or top 10 AI tools that you use the most often in your business?
So, number one, we just use ChatGPT. These
Yeah.
are in no specific order, by the way. So, um, ChatGPT is a really big one. The next one is Runway. Runway is really cool at creating diff- different things. I actually have a list of these, so we can also send you these as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Synthesia, if you don't know what that is, you can essentially create pretty much text to videos, and it looks pretty. It's probably the best one that I've seen personally that actually looks realistic in terms of people talking. So a lot of B2B companies use this for their explainers. You could use it for your short form as well, where you
Mm-hmm.
can add clips as well as YouTube. The next one, Runway, which I mentioned. And then we have Magnifique. This enhances images. So let's say if we're creating a thumbnail or something, or like the image is just not as crisp as a clean, we can go in and we can make it look much better.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have Suno. Tut, tut, tut. So with Suno, it's perfect for background music. You can use a lot of trending playlists, sounds just behind the scene.
Yeah.
Another
I've
one
been
that's really
using
good for
Suno a little bit. The problem with Suno is like you can only use certain voices. You can't say
Mm,
like, oh, I want a Michael Jackson theme song or whatever.
yeah, it's because
But
of issues
yeah,
with like copywriting. But
yeah,
another tool that I use that's for B-roll and sound effects and music is Artlist. Although it is a little bit expensive, they have some of the best B-roll footage. It's not necessarily an AI tool, but
mm,
they have really good music. It's all like license free as well, or
makes
you
sense.
can get it licensed. And then same thing with sound effects. And they just released voiceovers.
Mm,
I haven't tried this feature out yet, but because they literally just dropped it like within the past week or two.
mm.
So this is another tool I use. And then a really good one is Midjourney. This is probably, oops, this is probably the best tool for creating images. Like for generative AI, I haven't seen any tool when prompted right, it can do amazing things.
Yeah, I made a video
Uh,
about this where I compared the different ones, and
yeah,
Midjourney is the best one for consistency. If you go across, have the same character on multiple different shots.
yeah,
But I think they
no,
all still suck at text though. If you put text on
yeah.
the image, it's
Sometimes the text is not good. Sometimes it creates like an extra finger or something. It's
no,
gotten
the
a
finger
lot
thing's been
better.
fixed. They've all fixed the finger
Yeah,
problem.
yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Is like it's crazy how in like the past year, how much it's improved. Because I
Yes,
started using this like a year ago, and before like it would have all these like distortions.
yes,
But now minus the text problem, it's literally perfect.
yeah. The
On that,
consistency problem is still there for all the other ones. Midjourney has the
yeah,
best one. You still need to be a little bit cheeky about it to make it work for
yeah,
consistency.
you really have to prompt it. Prompting is very important, I think, for like the generative image.
Yeah.
And then the next tool is 11 Labs. This is the best at creating realistic speech. We use it a lot for voiceover, like dubbing. Something cool that you can do with it is if you have enough data with your voice, you can create, you can upload that and it can
You don't need
create.
a lot of data. You just need 15 seconds of it, and you can do it now.
Mm, yeah, so, and they have like a variety of voices. And then the last one, which is my favorite, is the Adobe. Adobe's generative fill, I think, is like a very, very cool tool.
Mm.
I think it's better to see it in action. Whoa. So basically, you can generate, these are all generated, and then you basically select an area and then you can prompt it with whatever you want. So classic car from the 50s, and then it'll give you three options.
Wow,
You
that's
can
pretty cool.
add upon, like, I'll stop skipping through it so fast, but basically they add a layer and then they generate upon, and like you can do so many cool things with this.
This is going to change
Because
movies, like for movie and filming a lot, right? Because like
yeah,
now I don't need to go to the scene. I could just like put a blank screen, put this here, and then fill in the rest,
yeah,
right?
it's really good for like storyboarding. So like for more complex videos, I can
Mm,
go in and imagine it and then like basically shoot it exactly how I imagined it. Or the other thing is like, let's say if it's just me talking and like, let's say above me is consistent, right? I
mm,
can change my background so that like, or increase, like you see in the video how they can increase the width of it.
mm.
So let's say if I shoot for a short form video and I'm like, oh man, like I really want to post this on YouTube, I can increase it and then change everything around me so that it's just me. And then like I still have video and I'm interacting within this space, it's going to be consistent, but I can generate everything
Else around
from
it. Yeah, yeah.
surrounding me so I could look like I'm in a mountain or something. Or like let's say I'm filming outside and it's like a local park. I can
Yeah.
make it so that everything behind me that is not just like small trees, it's just like mountain and like a waterfall, whatever your imagination can think of. This
You
is
can say
my
you're a
number
world
one.
traveler now, right? You can say
Yeah,
I've been to every
exactly.
country. Have you tried removing people from your photos? So imagine you took a photo and like there's people in your background. You want to get
Yeah,
rid of them?
yeah, it did it very well. You don't even need to download Photoshop for that. You can go on Adobe Express,
Uh huh.
which is like the Adobe version of Canva. So we can like play around with this as well. So um, let's go here. I have some pictures of me. So we can we click on the picture and then we wanna let's change the background of this picture of me and my friend
Hmm.
in Macau. So you just go in and you select, and then what do you think? What do you think we should make our background?
Uh, do like France, the Eiffel Tower or something.
Yeah, I didn't do the brush as great as I could have,
Mm.
but that's pretty solid. Like it does,
Yeah.
you can see like there's a little distortion where I didn't fill it in, but if you
Yeah.
wanted it to be perfect, you can go in. And then like here we could go like, wait, I gotta go back. Um, and then we can go in and add a hot
Airplane.
air. I thought about an airplane, but with the Eiffel Tower, I don't want it to look like it was gonna go into it or something. But
Yeah.
that's why I opted in to do a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Um, so there's like a bunch of hot air balloons,
Yeah.
and then here we can add like um, let's say birds, and it's just like really fun to go in and like play around with this.
Mm.
Um, and it's this is just on Adobe Express. It's even better if you okay, so the birds look completely out of whack, so let's just opt out. But yeah, you get the gist. Like we can go in and do another one.
Yeah.
So I have like this picture here from Macau as well. So let's say like I just want all of these people gone.
Mm-hmm.
I just want nothing but the streets. So the first prompt, I can prompt it and just say, literally just say remove. And then it might give me something completely out of whack. Again, with like prompting, it's better to be more specific. But that's pretty good. This shot has like a bunch of people, so we have to go in the second round, and then we go move, and then we get a shot of like a street that's fully crowded.
Yeah.
So yeah, so then you get a shot from like a street that's completely crowded to something like yeah, this I
Well,
kind
it's
of
less
figured this.
people. There's less people at least, right?
There is less people, so maybe we can go like a an
Empty
alley,
street. Yeah.
a road leading to a giant casino. I'm very curious. It's not gonna make sense, but I like to just have fun with it. But yeah, this is just like showcasing. This is my favorite tool.
And it's
It
going
didn't do
better.
what I wanted, but
It's
it
almost there.
moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like anything else. You just keep iterating. Remove these people. And then, yeah, so those are some of my favorite tools that I like to use. What about you? What are your favorite tools? Because we're in like different industries. You're more on the technical
Yeah, on tech
software
side. So,
side.
for me, I only use tools to help my client work. So, uh, for generating images, we don't really do it that much, but we do have a client who wants to make a child storybook from it. So we had to learn
Yeah.
about all the AI tools, imaging tools, and see which one's better and which one's worse.
Yeah.
For coding, we mainly use ChatGPT still because, to be honest, at this point, they're all the same in terms of ability. Claude Sonnet, Llama 3.1, OpenAI, they're all about the same. So there's not that big a difference. The real difference is just the cost. So if you have the ChatGPT subscription, then basically it's free to keep using it. If you use their API, then it really costs a lot more money. So basically, I would make prompts and then give it step by step into ChatGPT and then have it do it and iterate just like how you do it, but for on the coding side.
I see. I've been seeing a lot of hype around Sonnet 3.5 and Cursor. Do you use those at all, or?
So my issue with Cursor is it's still just an autocomplete, and the problem is that when you run a company, you can't force your developers to use it. Does it make sense? So it's like it's up to them, and if it's up to them, they may not use it, right? Because like for them, what's the advantage of working faster? Give them more work. So
Yeah.
they're not really going to do it. So for me, a better approach is kind of like having the AI just do the coding for you, and over time, the AI engineer is going to get better. As of right now, you could just say like, here's my code base, here's examples of how you do this, this, and this, and this, and tell it, here's my code, fix these problems, or like, here's the code, do this. And it would actually do it for them faster. So at least that way, it's like, they would actually, like, you can do it yourself, and it'll move faster. Versus, oh, like, I would choose to use Cursor or not. And then Cursor, they charge you by the user, right? So then if you have 40 employees like me, then you have to pay 40 licenses. So
I see.
it's not as effective. We have been using fine tuning for our code base, and it's working. We're actually able to make it work with 3.5 even. You don't have to use the latest one, and it's been working pretty well. But when I was trying the GPTs from OpenAI, it was terrible. Basically, if you take the exact same prompt from ChatGPT and you paste it into GPTs, you get wildly different answers. So I think they gave you the 3.5 model for GPTs because it's technically free, right? For anyone on ChatGPT plan, you can create a GPT. Or can you create as well? I don't know. Like if you're a free user?
I think you have to pay to create the GPT agent.
Okay. But basically, yeah, they don't want to give you the 4.0 model on it. So they want you to use their API version, which costs way more. So yeah, the GPTs, it's not that great. Right?
It doesn't specify, but yeah, honestly, I think the way to go is like the playground, which is just like creating the prompt and then just letting it like kind of like we did earlier in this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So that's a wrap. So hopefully everyone enjoyed Mo's methods and techniques on how to do video generation with AI. If you guys want the prompts or the tools, comment below, and I'll send you the prompts after that. So thanks, Mo,
Yeah.
and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Thank you so much for having me. Take
Yeah.
care.